All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad to see you on here. Thank you for attending. We have a lot to cover today. So I want you to get a notepad and a pen because there's going to be a lot of really detailed, important information. And trust me, you want to stay till the end of this. If for whatever reason you can't, reach out to us and can get you a recorded copy if you have to leave early for any reason. Just a little housekeeping. Most questions we are going to hold until the end. And some, if I see in the middle of speaking and it's relevant and I want to answer it, I may answer it live. But otherwise, just know that we're just going to hold them till the end, and then we're going to have a whole Q&A section at the end. Please do bring your questions and comments. Know that we won't answer anything that's too personal. So if you have some very specific personal questions, we're going to ask that you do call us so we can discuss that in private, or anything that's just a little too complex. Every situation is very unique, and we don't want to waste everyone's time with some very, very detailed stuff that we would love to help you with in a more one-to-one fashion. All right. So getting started today, make the best of your life. Make the rest of your life the best of your life with a custom fit reverse mortgage. Now, today's private and government backed programs have been improved over the years. So if you looked into reverse mortgages years ago or even a few years ago, things have changed. So you want to stay tuned because there's a lot of really great options and a lot of new protections that they've built in over the years that are very important. So we're going to go through that today. But first, before we really dive in, I do have a question. Have you been told that you can't retire yet? Maybe worried that you don't have enough when you do retire? Are you facing mountains of financial debt? I know a lot of my clients come to me with a lot of debt. Maybe you're scared you won't be able to support yourself financially in your aging years. And the biggest one of all, maybe you're afraid you might outlive the money that you do have. Most people don't talk about that, but in various anonymous polls, people will answer that. And it's a very real concern. Good news, we've got protections. Maybe your adult kids are telling you need to sell and move. If so, don't worry. I'm going to put your financial fears at ease after this brief video, because this is one of the most hilarious, relatable videos I've seen. Now, this is a commercial for a reverse mortgage company in Canada, so it's not our commercial. I won't take credit for that, but it's hilarious. So I really wanted to share it with you.
Mom, Dad, you ever think about downsizing? Maybe moving into a condo?
You guys live in a condo.
Yeah, we love it.
Why don't we just move in with you?
It's a great idea.
It's only one bedroom.
Gary and your dad can spend Saturday nights making models.
Saturday I play hockey with the guys. Not anymore.
Retire in the home you love with a CHIP reverse mortgage from Home Equity Bank.
Okay, so that one adds a little bit of humor. That's really relatable, right? You've got a lot of adult kids who don't really understand where you're coming from or what you actually want and need in your life. So that's CHIP. It's like a Canadian company. We don't do that, but I just love the humor they're bringing to it to help the younger generation understand, like, that's not really that realistic, guys. We're going to give you some ammunition for dealing with younger people telling you what to do as well a little later. Stay tuned. It'll be at the end. Okay, so back to our slides. Let's keep going. Our custom fit reverse mortgages can help. Now, this is a large screen. I'm just going to list some of the reasons that you might want to look into a custom fit reverse mortgage and the reasons that our clients do look into and get their reverse mortgages. So, of course, you can get cash from your home, but keep ownership and make no monthly payments. If you want to make payments, you can. That's a little known fact. This is why you want to work with experts like us. You can pay your monthly bills and create financial breathing room each month. That one's huge. Stop losing money on a mortgage payment every single month. With regular mortgages, you have to pay that payment every single month. With a reverse, it's optional. If you want to make a payment, of course you can. Most people decide not to because when you see your numbers, you'll see your equity still grows, which is beautiful. Stop losing money on a mortgage payment every single month. Retire sooner than expected. Keep your financial independence. Send your grandkids to college. Cover medical expenses. Prescriptions are going up. In-home care. Surprisingly, in-home care is one of the cheaper options, and it works really well with reverse mortgage, especially after what we just saw. People are not wanting to go into community group homes. A reverse mortgage can be the perfect solution for you and your family. Collect new check every month. You can set up a line of credit, pay off high interest credit card debt. Most credit cards interest rate is like 13 to 30%. That's much, much higher than anything we would ever show you. Make improvements on your home, retire with ease and comfort. The list goes on, but we have a lot to cover. So if you're finding something in here that speaks to you, no, stay to the end. You want this information. Now, who is this webinar for? This webinar is for you if you need quick and lasting relief from financial stresses, you are retired, or maybe you're looking to retire, but not sure if you can or will ever be able to. You've ever worried about being able to support yourself financially in your later years. If you've accumulated a large amount of debt, you're not alone. I see people's financials. It's very, very common, but there's a way out. If you're not sure how you'll ever be able to pay it off, a lot of my clients just assume, I thought I would carry this until I died. I'm so glad to be out of it, not leave it for my heirs and my estate to pay off. If you know that your Social Security isn't what it used to be, and you're not sure it will be enough to live on comfortably, this may be a great option. You dreamed of retiring in comfort, maybe even in style, but it just isn't looking like things are heading that way right now. And you've been worried about being a burden to your family members. People don't talk about this enough, but that is a big fear in the back of people's minds, that they'll run out of their money and be a burden to the rest of their family. This is a solution you can set up now to ensure that if you were ever in that situation, your reverse mortgage, make sure that you're not, because you set it up early. You need to look at your own specific numbers, but there is a huge benefit to setting up your reverse mortgage before you need it. This is a very desirable wanting product that nobody knows about. So I'm glad you're here on this learning expedition today. So the cold hard reality is that 34% of people in America have no retirement savings, and even most of those don't have enough. 51% of seniors have no pensions. Pensions are a thing of the past. The ones that I still do see are very low. 62% of baby boomers do not have enough to retire on. And if you know the baby boomer ages, they're approaching retirement. Some are being forced retired, which is just such a sad situation, but it's real. That's actually happening to people. 64% of people on Social Security make up at least half of their income, which Social Security checks aren't that big. That's not that much. With the cost of medical care increasing, things are getting tougher and tougher, and the cost of living is rising across the country. If you're watching the news, you're hearing about inflation. That's going to affect all of us. And I know that seems like a lot of doom and gloom, but I have good news. I have to relate the reality so that I can help you solve it. I'll show you how to relieve all of your financial worries and concerns here in a minute. But first, I want you to take a minute, close your eyes if you want to, and I want you to imagine living out the rest of your retirement in absolute financial ease. Feel that for a moment. What would that actually feel like for you? Enjoying your hard-earned, well-deserved golden years, traveling, spending time with maybe grandkids, loved ones, living the retirement lifestyle you've been dreaming about and you worked so hard for. Hey, maybe it's a little more fun. Maybe it's getting an RV and road tripping across the country, finally being able to buy that boat. I had a client who did that. I've had clients who did the motorhome route too, and second homes. But it's really nice when people have a little bit of fun with it too, because you've earned it. You've paid into your mortgage for how long? And of course, maybe it's just creating more financial breathing room, not having to worry about your future financially and wondering, how am I going to be able to do this? That's a very real reality for many seniors in America. Whatever the lifestyle you desire, whatever your financial goal, we can help you get there. Our mission is to make sure that you never feel like a burden to your family and you have the financial freedom that you deserve. And the best part is working with experts like us, where we structure your reverse mortgage correctly. You're able to leave your heirs a larger legacy in many cases that you're proud of. And that includes home equity. Stick around if I just said something that kind of blew your mind. We're going to help you create a financial safety net that allows you to relax and sleep soundly at night, knowing your financial needs are taken care of. Sounds pretty good, right? Here's the best part. This lifestyle and security you want is not out of reach. In fact, it's available to anyone who owns a home and is over the age of 60 or 55 or 62. So this slide just said one age, but there are different programs. And you'll hear me say different ages. No matter what your situation or your background, you had the power all along. And that's one of my absolute favorite parts about my job is that I don't sell reverse mortgages. I dismantle myths and I educate and I show you here's your perfect custom fit solution. Do you think it's a fit? Do you want this? And in most cases, yes, when people actually understand their options and how they work. It's a beautiful thing. One of my clients, little story on this slide, one of my clients actually took his reverse mortgage. Now, he had a $2 million home and he took his reverse mortgage and invested that money well, which not everyone can. So it's not for everyone to do this. However, he did invest it well. And now he has over $1 million in liquid cash he can rely on if and when he needs anything. Right now, he's doing a remodel to the home, and I love seeing the pictures. I get close to my clients, they send me updates. But he's doing the remodel of the home he always wanted, and he's going to live in financial security and be able to bring the care into the home he needs if it comes to that. And he calls me his fairy godmother. So that's why I absolutely love this screen, the little red shoes. All I did was show him that he had the power all along. I opened the door. What you do with it is up to you. Let's meet one of our other clients, Eileen. When she came to us, Eileen was 63 years young and in a unique situation. She had just entered her retirement years, but was quickly realizing Social Security just wasn't going to be enough, as many of you probably experience. This was not what she expected her retirement to be like. She wasn't enjoying every day. She was stressed. She was worried. She was living very meagerly, not going anywhere. There were just a lot of things about her lifestyle that she was unhappy with. She worked so hard to retire, and suddenly the retirement of her dreams was not what she expected. Well, we got on a call with her, and we did her free custom fit reverse mortgage strategy call. She was worried she wouldn't qualify because she had a very unique home situation. She'd actually talked to somebody else who said she couldn't qualify. Luckily, she found us. Using the expertise that we have and the know-how from years of doing reverse mortgages, we were able to get her an amazing reverse mortgage that fit exactly what she wanted. And now she has more money than she ever thought possible. And she lives the retirement that she loves. She goes to lunch with her friends. She has a dog now. She didn't want to get a dog because of the expenses associated. She was worried that she might get a vet bill that she couldn't handle. She has a dog now, so she's got a little companion. When I say reverse mortgages are life-changing, it's things like this. You know, she's not sitting at home anymore. She's actually out in the world, living her life, loving her retirement. And it just took a few weeks. Reverse mortgages don't have to take that long. If you talk to someone else, sometimes they will say, oh, they take forever. But honestly, that's just not them not knowing how to get it through faster. Now, caveat, sometimes there are some very hard files. But in general, it should only take a couple of months to do your reverse mortgage. So now Eileen has more money every month. She ditched her mortgage payment. Now, of course, she had the option of continuing to pay it, but she chose not to. And many of my clients do. Financial peace. She can sleep at night. More freedom, of course. And this is her testimonial, which thank you, Eileen. Thank you for your reverse loan solutions for all the hard work you put into the refinance on my reverse mortgage. I don't have a typical suburban home, which made it difficult to appraise. They went out of their way to get me the best deal with the most income. Life is good again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love seeing these. Life-changing. See, with today's government-backed program and private reverse mortgages, it's really much easier than you think to create your financial independence like Eileen did. To get a custom fit reverse mortgage, all you need to do is be 60 years or 55 years or 62 years, depending on the program that's right for you, 60 years or older, be a homeowner, have enough equity in the home, and we'll help you do the math on this. Now, one of the biggest disasters I see is when a new loan officer gives a client some numbers to work with, and then interest rates change and the numbers change. And so you get real turned around. So we do the math for you so that you don't have to try to figure out, do I qualify? Let us do that. Don't disqualify yourself. As you've seen in that testimonial, and if you look at our pages, we have lots of testimonials about clients who started elsewhere and were told no, or didn't qualify, or couldn't get their loan through, and we were able to. So do not disqualify yourself. We have a lot of years experience and know how to get these things done. All right, elephant in the room. You might be asking yourself, but aren't reverse mortgages risky, Christina? So there is a lot of misinformation out there, and the program has changed over time. That's one of the most important things I think people miss is that, yes, reverse mortgages, in my opinion, prior to about 15 years ago, there were some pretty big risks. And after some of these things made it into the media, and you guys probably heard some crazy horror story. After that made it into the media, reverse mortgages were changed. Or the government program, they put in a lot more protections. I'm not going to go through all the protections here. That will be part of your strategy call because different programs have different protections. So I don't want to give you the wrong information in case you go for one specific type of reverse and I'm telling you information about a different type. So let's just go over some of the generic myths. Myth 1, the lender will own my home. No, not true. This is a mortgage, which is a lien on the property. You still retain title, just like any other mortgage, just like your current mortgage if you have one. Myth number 2, the reverse mortgage requires you to make monthly mortgage payments. No, you don't have to make payments at all. Now, if you want to, you can. And in your specific strategy call, we can go over why you might want to do that. There may be some tax benefits, there may be some loan benefits, and considerations for future home equity. You know, if you know you're going to sell, we're going to structure it a certain way for you. Now, myth number 3, the reverse mortgage must be paid back after 30 years or when I turn 100. I don't even know where this one came from because I think it's just the forward point of reference that a mortgage is 30 years, but that's not true for a reverse mortgage. The note literally reads that the lender has the right to adjust the reverse mortgage terms at the youngest borrower's 150th birthday. Well, nobody has lived that far in recorded history while the reverse mortgage program has been out. I hope one day we do see it, but that hasn't happened yet. So most people will pass away before there's any possibility of an adjustment. But what that means is that you could live to be 110, 115, gasp, 120. I think I'll see it in my lifetime. And if you had a reverse mortgage, how many years was that you didn't have to pay a payment on it? Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Huge cash flow potential. Again, I can't show everything here. It's just too complex, but we can show you projections of what your specific situation will look like in the future. Myth number 4, to qualify, my home must be debt-free and paid off or free and clear. No, totally not true. Most of the reverse mortgages I do, we're actually paying off the existing mortgage, the one that requires a payment, and we're refinancing it to a reverse mortgage, the one that doesn't require a payment. And so if you have a mortgage, let us know and we can help get that out of your bills every single month. Myth number 5, if I do a reverse mortgage, I will leave nothing for my kids. Now, that one used to be a little more true. They used to lend a lot more per the property value on every loan. They don't anymore. So one of the things I don't want you to be shocked about is you cannot borrow your whole home's value. So if your home is worth $500,000, we're not going to be able to lend you $500,000. It is closer to half. Why? Because we want to make sure that you do have equity in your home and that you will still have equity, and your heirs will likely have equity unless maybe you're that person that lives to be 120. But for most cases, there is equity, especially in the markets that we're in today. So it's really important you structure it right and prepare your heirs that, hey, there will still be equity, likely. So let's not just mail the keys in. Let's not just sell the home. Know what we're doing. And of course, we can help your heirs, guide your heirs through that process at the time. Um, if you become one of our clients, I guess, let's say it with that caveat. Um, the reverse is just like any other loan. You can sell at any time. You would just pay off the mortgage, the reverse mortgage, when you sell, just like you would with any other mortgage when you sell a property. Okay, I'll give you more details here in a minute, but first, I want to tell you about myself and how I can make the rest of your life the best of your life. I'm Christina Harmes Hika. I'm a certified reverse mortgage professional. In the intro video, you guys kind of saw me grow up. I've been doing reverse mortgages forever, and I've been speaking about them forever. And this is my passion. I absolutely love reverse mortgages, partially because I get to dispel the myths and show you that you have had the power all along. You just needed to be educated on your options and choose one. I also think it's really important that you get a custom fit reverse mortgages. So if you call the 800 number off the TV, likely they will just give you a version of a reverse mortgage they think might fit. Our style, our whole process is to truly understand you and your situation, your goals, your needs, your sensitivities, maybe what your heirs will need, and custom fit your reverse mortgage to address all of that. Now, that is a very, very special feature in working with a reverse mortgage company. I haven't seen any other companies that do as thorough of a job as we do. My team and I approach reverse mortgages in a very unique way, and you'll see that when you jump on a call. We want to protect you now for your cash flow now through retirement. And if you were to sell your home, make sure that you receive something so that you can go and buy that next home or go move into another place that you want to and still have some funds. It's really important here. Now, what exactly is a reverse mortgage? Like the name implies, it's still a mortgage, which is a loan. We're lending money with the home as the collateral, just like your existing mortgage or any other mortgage, but it's in reverse. Instead of you having to make monthly payments to the company, you have options, many options. Now, you don't have to make monthly payments. You can if you want to. You don't have to. The mortgage company can even make monthly payments to you if you want to, if that's the way you want to structure it so you have more income. You can access cash flow now as a lump sum. Maybe you've got repairs, debt, maybe you need a new car, you need to fix the existing car. You can use your reverse mortgage money as you see fit. There's no requirements. I'm just spouting off some things that my customers constantly tell me they need. Pay off debt, repair the house, bring in home care. How getting a reverse mortgage works. 3 simple steps. Book your free custom fit reverse mortgage strategy call after this video. Details coming up shortly. Step 2 will help you craft the perfect reverse mortgage game plan that gets you the right reverse mortgage for your specific needs while avoiding any unnecessary risks. And 3, we'll hold your hand the whole way, making sure that you're comfortable and you know what's going on every step of the way. So within about a month or 2, you can retire worry-free. Retire, if you're already retired, you can retire that debt worry-free. You can retire that home repair you need to worry-free. A million different uses we see people go with this. So why go with a custom fit reverse mortgage? Well, like I said, we do things differently around here. This is not a one size fits all, and the general information doesn't apply to every person's situation. We actually do a custom strategy session. Now, this is fully free so that we can understand your goals, needs, sensitivities, and see if number one, if a reverse even is a fit. And then if it is, what is the exact custom fit that you need so that you can retire in peace, worry-free? We eliminate and explain any potential risks to your plan, and we show you the different strategies using the reverse mortgage so you can realize your financial freedom. And this is all we do, reverse mortgages. We're not doing a bunch of other mortgages all day. Our heads are fully in reverse mortgage all day, every day, which means we have come across some of the most unique problems and challenges that you will ever see in reverse mortgages. And in most cases, overcome them. So you want to work with people like us who really have that expertise. It can make or break your retirement dreams, and it can make or break your legacy dreams, because that is one thing that most loan officers will not look at. Your legacy concerns. What are we leaving to heirs? What if I need to sell in the future? We look at that. Okay, qualifying basics. One homeowner, at least one homeowner, must be the age 55, 60, or 62. So this is a little confusing because there are different programs and different states allow different programs to have different starting ages. So again, don't disqualify yourselves. Call us. We even have an option where it works like a forward mortgage for 10 years and then it turns into a reverse mortgage. So if you're young and you want to start planning for your reverse mortgage, we actually have a mortgage you can get in at right now, so that in the future, you don't even have to worry about it. It just is automatically turned into a reverse mortgage. Absolutely beautiful stuff. You need around 50% of equity. However, that actually depends on age, current interest rates, property value, and program type. So we say about 50, but the truth is every day we do different quotes, and those 50% equity is anywhere from 30% equity to 75% equity needed to do these various programs. So that's why I can't help you qualify yourself, because I don't know your specific birthday. You don't know exactly what rate you're going to get at the time you start your reverse mortgage. And I don't know your property value. So yeah, you really do need to look at your own numbers, and we do that for free. So please, if you're at all interested, let us get you your numbers so you can at least know how it works for you. Homeowner must be using that home as the primary residence, which means you live in the home for 6 months plus 1 day of every year. You can have a second home. You cannot rent out your primary home, though. You need to live in it 6 months plus 1 day. 1 to 4 units may qualify if a homeowner lives in one of the units. Some manufactured homes and some condos will qualify. Now, we have expanded programs for condos specifically. So if you are in a condo and you've heard, oh, you can't do a reverse, give us a call. We might have a program for you. We might not, but at least it's good to know. Loan amounts up to $4 million, property values up to $10 million. If your property is higher than that, we can still do it. It's just capped at 10. Poor credit or no credit may still qualify. Low income, and in very rare cases, no income can still qualify. We can get that done. Part of that is because there is no monthly mortgage payment to qualify to. We don't have to account for your budget, including a mortgage payment. Now, we do have to qualify. We have to make sure you can pay your property taxes, homeowner's insurance, any other property charges you have, live in the home and maintain it comfortably. But that marker is much lower than regular mortgages that have a payment. That payment adds to your qualifying. The bar goes up for that. So a lot of people come to us after not qualifying for another type of mortgage. Skipped one there. Requirements of the loan. Homeowners must stay current on all property charges. Now, I just listed them. So we've got homeowner's insurance and property taxes, which everyone has. But there are some other property charges that if you have them, you have to keep up with them. You are the homeowner. Any applicable HOA payments. Sometimes people in certain regions have flood insurance, earthquake insurance if it's required, that sort of thing. Any other property charges that is important to maintain. Now, there is an option to roll that into the loan if you have enough equity. But that's a very specific thing that's way too complex to get into today. So please reach out to us and we'll tell you all about that if that's maybe your situation. Maybe you want those charges paid. You never know if in your old age you may start to get a little forgetful. So it's kind of nice to have those things wrapped up into your mortgage payment. Must live in the home as their primary residence, maintain the home to FHA health and safety standards. This is not hard to do, but when people think, oh, I don't own the home anymore, well, I'm not going to maintain it. That's not true at all. So reverse, you still own the home, you still got to maintain it. It is the collateral for this loan. And this isn't hard. So this is not having big cracks in your sidewalk that you could trip over. If you have stairs and there's no railing, you need to put a railing on. And that'll be part of the process. But if your railing breaks, you need to fix it. If a window breaks, if your heat goes up, all the things that will help you stay safe and comfortable in your home that likely you're going to repair anyways, or hopefully you will, that's part of the loan condition. Now, there are no property inspections for that unless there's some sort of red flag raised about your property. But that is a requirement. Know that that is part of the loan. The mortgage is due to be paid back, right? So it's not money that you can just borrow indefinitely. It's tied to the house, the value of the house. And when the house is sold, the mortgage needs to be paid back. There's a couple other conditions when the mortgage would need to be paid back. When the last borrower or non-borrowing spouse passes away or moves out of the home permanently. That non-borrowing spouse term, if you're married to someone who is younger than the qualifying age for the program you're looking at, we can still include them as a non-borrowing spouse, and they may qualify for a deferral if and when the borrower passes away. Again, really complex stuff here. You want to talk to somebody one-on-one if this is your situation. When the home is sold, or if you stop maintaining the home or keeping up with your property charges, that is a requirement on any mortgage. It's not just a reverse mortgage. You have to pay your property taxes. You have to pay your homeowner's insurance on mortgages and any other property charges. All right, I'm going to take a break here, a little humor break. I love these commercials so much. So let's watch the second one, and we'll be back with you in just a minute.
And how are your parents?
Great, thanks. Actually, I just moved them into a retirement community. I could put you in touch.
Let me consult my wife. I like him. But we're not moving.
Yeah. Oh, I see why you like this guy.
Retire in the home you love with a CHIP reverse mortgage from a home equity bank.
Oh, honey, it's Doris's house. She is getting up there. She's got to be ready to sell.
We wouldn't have to do a thing.
No, we'd have so much more space.
Yeah. Doris is still pretty spry. She's not going anywhere. So get off her lawn.
I don't think she's ready to sell.
No.
I just love those videos. As I said, that is a Canadian reverse mortgage company. I'm not the genius behind those. I just think they're hilarious and really relatable. It helps the younger generations understand a little better. So show them to your kids if you want to. You can Google them. Okay, let me show you a couple of ways a reverse mortgage can dramatically improve your financial future. Let's talk about Dave. This is a fake scenario, but I've had many clients exactly like this. This is illustrative. Dave's reverse scenario 1. This is one option. The next slide has a different option, so pay attention. Dave is 65 and he owns a home worth $750,000. He still owes $300,000 on his current mortgage. Uh-oh. My slide went weird. Okay, sorry. His monthly payments are $1,480 due every single month, right? If you miss that payment, you're getting calls. Within 3 months, you're getting notices. It gets hot and heavy really fast in regular mortgages where you have to pay those monthly payments every single month. So he calls Reverse Loan Solutions, us, and takes a reverse mortgage, which pays off his $300,000 existing mortgage, the one that required a payment. So he no longer has to make that payment, and he takes a lump sum. Now, this is where the custom fit comes in. Most loan officers will not show you exactly what you're looking for and to fit your specific situation. But we knew Dave, other clients, we knew they have specific debts, specific goals. So in this case, he took $40,000 and he made that lump sum to pay off $25,000 in credit card debt, which is not a small monthly bill. I didn't include the numbers for that, but he's making that monthly bill go away too. And he uses $15,000 to replace the roof that desperately needed it. Option number 2, same guy, same house, same value. We're paying off a $300,000 mortgage, the one that had a payment. So he has a reverse mortgage, the kind that doesn't require a payment. And he calls Reverse Loan Solutions. But this time, David decides to receive monthly payments. He now receives $400 a month from his reverse mortgage. And every month, it's deposited to his account on the same day every month. He can rely on that for as long as he lives in the home and meets the conditions we just talked about: primary residence, maintaining it, paying your property charges. So David increased his monthly cash flow by $1,880 every single month by not having to make the mortgage payment, by receiving the $400 from the reverse mortgage. Now, I didn't even show the savings he would have gotten from paying off that credit card debt too, but that would be even that much more. So this means David improves his budget by a lot each month, almost $2,000, which is $22,000 a year. Might that make a difference for you? What would your life look like if you could keep an extra $1,000, $1,500, maybe even $2,000 a month that you're receiving, but you're just paying it right out to that mortgage payment or other bills, maybe credit card bills, medical expenses, maybe long-term care, maybe long-term in-home care? Would this addition to your budget help? Now, Dave had a really big mortgage to pay off, so we paid that off. But if you don't have that large of a mortgage to pay off, well, you've got a lot more cash to work with here. Even if you do, you can see the numbers are beautiful. Might you be able to sleep better at night, travel more, stop worrying? Reverse loan solutions, custom fit advantages. It can cost as low as $125 out of pocket. Now, there are financed in fees, but they're financed into the loan, so those don't have to be paid back again until the mortgage is paid back, which can likely be after you pass away or when you sell the home. So let the house pay for it. Pay off high interest credit card payments, debt, take a lump sum. We have had all sorts of crazy reasons and needs for lump sum, but you know yours. Create a monthly cash flow option. Now that one's a really nice safety cushion. Take out a line of credit. Mix and match different payment strategies. And now when I say custom fit, most loan officers who do reverse mortgages do not take the time to explain and fit you for the exact custom fit you want. We do. You can take a lump sum and build a line of credit and get monthly payments if you want to do it that way. And we can adjust the numbers to fit exactly what you want and need. We of course help fit your custom game plan. So why is a custom fit reverse mortgage the solution for retired and retiring homeowners? A question I often get asked is, well, why not just do a HELOC? That's a home equity line of credit. You'll see these advertised at your local bank and credit union often. And they actually kind of target seniors, which I think is an absolute travesty because this is not a good product for seniors to be in, especially in their later years of retirement. So let's go into why. That's kind of the one competitor people always look to because reverse mortgage has a beautiful line of credit that actually grows. And so they think of a HELOC, but they are not at all competitors. In my opinion, the reverse mortgage is much better if you qualify, which, if you're 35, you're not going to qualify for a reverse, so they have to take the HELOC. Okay, HELOCs, they require higher payments over time. So you're able to borrow money for 10 years on most HELOCs, and then for the additional 20 years, it's a 30-year term, you have to make payments to pay that money back. So what you're essentially doing is borrowing money to then just pay it back with interest, which is not a great financial solution. Also, if you're 67 now and get a HELOC, do you think in 10 years you're going to be more able to make that higher payment when it comes? I get clients all the time freaking out that they didn't understand that's how their HELOC worked and they need to refinance it because they can't afford that. If that's you, we can likely help. Now, there are some caveats. You have to have enough equity, and HELOCs let you borrow a lot of the equity. So sometimes you've already used too much of the equity to now qualify for the reverse. And that's one of the other travesties I see. People do a HELOC first as a Band-Aid solution because they didn't take the time to understand the reverse and they were kind of afraid of it, didn't really know because it was kind of the unknown. And eventually they're forced to come to me. And at that point, they've already used up their equity and I can't help. So that's one of the biggest things I want you to take away from this is if you are over the qualifying ages for the various programs, look into a reverse mortgage, really understand your numbers with an expert like us before choosing a different option that might make a reverse not possible if and when you do need it. Now, You should want a reverse mortgage. Most of my clients love them. It actually has a 93% approval rating among people who have them. That's crazy, right? The Consumer Reports, that's amazing. So people who have them absolutely love them. It's just we're a small market and it's kind of unknown. It's not that old of a mortgage. It's only been around since 1989, signed into law by Reagan. Okay, so HELOCs can be frozen whenever the bank decides to. This is not the case with the FHA HECM reverse line of credit. It can never be frozen. So the HELOCs, this means you can't pull the money when you need it the most. And if you survived 2008 with a HELOC, you probably got a letter saying your HELOC was frozen. I know people who had that experience. Many people who use a HELOC exhaust their full line of credit within 5 to 6 years, leaving them in an even worse spot. As I said, sometimes you can no longer qualify for a reverse if that's you. And it's just a bummer. Now, here's another one. Refinance or cash out options. So this is what a lot of young people go to their parents or their loved ones that are old enough to qualify for a reverse. And they say something like, well, just get a refinance. We'll get you some cash and it'll get you through. And the underlying hope here is that hopefully you'll die before you use all of your income to pay that new cash out mortgage back, because that requires a monthly payment, right? So hopefully this new thing that we're setting up, you're going to get some money and hopefully it lasts you through all the payments you have to make. But if it doesn't last you through all the payments you have to make, well, those payments are still required. So you got to figure it out. Or maybe that means you have to sell. And that's a bummer. I mean, there's a whole different presentation on how older brains don't learn new layouts in new homes all that well. It's much, much more difficult. Totally different presentation though. So there are a lot of personal health, mental concerns that the reverse mortgage can make easier. If you can keep a person in their home that they've known forever, those pathways, if you get up in the middle of the night and walk to the restroom, you know where you're going because you've been doing it for the last 20, 30, 40 years. So that is one benefit here that I think is really important. If you've ever heard my story about my grandfather, I think he would have still be here today if he had done a reverse mortgage. Different presentation. So refinance cash out options, they just put you in a bad spot. It's to me, again, it's kind of silly. Let me borrow $200,000 so that over the next 30 years, I can pay it back in with interest. So you might as well just put it in a savings account and watch it dwindle, but it's going to go faster because now you got to pay it back with interest. Again, reverse, you don't have to make those payments. So this is all about preserving your cash flow and protecting you throughout your retirement. Let's talk about Karen. Karen, when she came to us, she was really hesitant. I say a little here, but she was really hesitant. And she'd heard horror stories, but she was urged to come to me by one of her friends. So she'd heard a horror story, but it was like 10 years ago. She told me all the details, and I said, yeah, that's probably an even older loan, and this is why that happened, and there's this protection built in today why that can't happen. Again, your custom strategy call will talk about exactly your protections with your loan. But we showed her how the new laws and rules and types of reverse mortgages, that risk has been eliminated, this particular story that she was talking about. We did her strategy call and she determined that a reverse was exactly what she needed to relieve her financial stress. And she was really glad to get the straight information because the person she talked to was not a mortgage loan officer. They were just telling some story that they had known about. So within 90 days, Karen's reverse mortgage was all wrapped up and she had her check in hand. And she used her newfound wealth to fly her family in to see her. That was something that she wasn't ever able to do. And she really, really wanted to. She had grandkids and she had a big property. She just always envisioned them running around out in her backyard. And she was able to make that dream come true. Equally important, of course, now she doesn't have to worry about money. And if she wants to do that again, she can. She's going to fund the rest of her retirement and not worry at night. And we know that that's priceless. And keep a roof over her head. That's one of the pieces I don't talk about enough, is that this secures your cost of keeping a roof over your head no matter how old you get. Of course, you still have property taxes, insurance. Now, if you do want to have those rolled into the loan, that can be a way to protect yourself from those rising costs as well, because the fund where we hold those funds actually grows. So you'll have more money in the future, And the thing is called a Lisa. If you want to know more, just say, hey, I want to know more about that Lisa thing. But it actually grows. So it accounts for higher costs in the future, and it's growing that money for you. Here's Karen's testimonial. Christina Harmes Hika has been great at helping me understand reverse mortgages. She's very knowledgeable, and her team is always available for questions. They handle all the details and are very supportive through the process. I highly recommend working with them. They're not only reverse mortgage specialists, they're reverse mortgage experts. Thank you, Karen. Now that you've seen how a reverse mortgage works and you understand how you could use one and how it could create the retirement lifestyle of your dreams, you're left with two options. Option one, which I see people do, hope everything just works out. I'll probably talk to you in 3 to 5 years. And I'm saying that from experience. I've been doing this for 15 plus years. And you saw from the statistics I showed you earlier, the odds aren't looking very good. To be honest, it breaks my heart. It truly does. When I see people who've dreamed about retiring, worked so long to be able to retire, paid their mortgage payment for 30 years to be able to, and then it doesn't work out, or they think they can't without really ever understanding if a reverse mortgage could work for them. Again, I love the title Fairy Godmother because you just empower people. And truly, there is no place like home. And that is something that cannot be fully conveyed when you're talking to your financial planner, when you're talking to your kids. They don't really understand all of the sentimental value, all of the comfort, all of the perfect things that you've dialed in your home to be exactly the way you want it. Now, there was a phrase I said recently, and it was something to the effect of, it's not just about the value of your property, but the value you get from your property. And that's not a dollar figure. And so that's a really important thing in your last stretch, right? We call this the golden years. Let's design them to be, in fact, golden for you. You have the power. I'm on a personal mission, as you can probably tell, to help as many people as I can stay in the homes they love while accessing financial security they already have created. You just don't know it. You've created this financial security for yourself. Your home is likely the largest investment you've ever made and the biggest asset you have. How can you possibly ignore it during your retirement years when you need to use that money, or at least not have to pay into the house anymore? Option number 2, this is for you people who are a little more proactive. Schedule your free custom fit reverse mortgage strategy call, and we'll help you create your game plan. Why do I say game plan? Because it's not always get a reverse mortgage right now. Some of my clients I've worked with for over 7 years to get them into the right situation so the reverse mortgage is perfect for them. So we are a long-term relationship with you. I have many clients who check in with me about once a year. Well, they're not clients yet, but I have many people that check in with me about once a year to say, hey, how are my numbers looking now? I'm thinking maybe in 2 years I might retire. And through that, I've actually done a lot of reverse mortgages for people with that mindset when the time is right, and the numbers are just beautiful. So don't hesitate. Reach out to us. We want to help you establish that relationship. We want to be the experts you can ask about this stuff. Certified reverse mortgage professionals, that's this little, where's my pin? There's my little pin. That's my pin I wear. It is a very difficult designation to receive. You have to have a lot of expertise. There's around 200 of us in the nation. Now, you have an advantage that I am part of the Reverse Loan Solutions team, and everyone who you will work with has access to me to ask everything and anything. And everybody on my team's amazing as well. But if the really, really hard stuff comes up, know that you have an expert on your team. I speak nationally pretty regularly about reverse mortgages. All right. The strategy call is absolutely free. And if we don't think a reverse mortgage is for you, we'll tell you that. There are a few situations where reverse isn't a fit. So don't worry that we're just going to get on the phone and try to sell. I have a different presentation where I say, I never close, I educate. And you help fit yourself into the right situation with our help. We're not selling you a reverse mortgage. We're facilitating this option for you. As it says at the bottom, it's not a sales call. We're going to ask you a lot of questions and get to know you, get to know your goals, what you care about, what you need. The most important thing to remember is to be an action taker here. Don't hesitate any longer. Reverse mortgage rates are rising. And what that means is that, excuse me, what that means is that the loan that you get at higher interest rates in a year or 2 or 3 is going to be a not as attractive loan as you could get now. And for those of you who do have near 50% equity, if you're near that mark, well, when rates rise, that 50% starts dropping. You're not able to do the same large loan amount that you can when rates are higher. So do not wait on this. There are tons of research studies and books that are written about how it's actually the best strategy to set up a reverse mortgage when you first retire and manage that well throughout retirement. The end result is that you leave a larger legacy to your kids. Now, that's a very large document. If anybody's interested in it, let us know. We can get that to you. It's pretty dry reading, but it's fascinating. So don't hesitate any longer. Be an action taker here for your own sake. Be an advocate for yourself. Nobody else is going to force you to look into this stuff and set yourself up with the right situation. All right. So I'm convinced, Christina, to stop telling me about it and tell me what to do next. Your next steps. Simply write down this phone number, 801-301-1933, and call us today, not right now because we are on this presentation, but give us 5 minutes after we end. Call us today, or you can schedule a convenient call time on our calendar. Angela has been in the chats. Thank you so much. Angela's on my team. She is an amazing reverse loan officer who will be happy to help you. Angela, if we wouldn't mind, I'm going to bring you on to say hi.
Yep.
There we go. Hey, Angela.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, can you throw your calendar link into the chat? So if anybody on here wants to schedule a time with you, they can do that directly.
I will. And I just wanted to mention on number 1, it's 805. 805-301-1933.
I apologize for that. I typed it wrong. Can you throw that in the chat too, please?
I will for sure. Yeah, anybody that has any particular questions, we really do take a custom approach to your retirement needs. So please don't hesitate to reach out, give us a call. And like Christina said, it's not a sell, it's us trying to see if something meets your needs. And if it doesn't, we'll tell you that too.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Angela.
Thank you.
All right. So you were kind of monitoring the chat while I was not. Were there any questions in there that you think I should be answering live here?
So one was, what age do you have to be? So I did answer that in the chat, but if you wanted to go over that again, that would be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So age, at their minimum age differs by state, differs by different programs. So there is a program for homeowners age 55 and up. There is a different program for homeowners age 60 and up, and there's a different program for homeowners age 62 and up. So if you are within those age ranges and want to know more, please let us know. We will show you how the program that and if you're over 62, you'll qualify for probably all 3. Well, there's more than 3, but all 3 versions of the programs will help you fit exactly what's right for you. And that's part of the reason why we do this strategy call, because there are a lot of actual different reverse mortgage programs out there. We don't want to overwhelm you by sending you all of them that aren't relevant. So we're going to really customize the solutions for you and what programs will work. Let's go back. Any other Q&As? If you guys have questions, throw them in the chat. This is your time. I have a little bit of time to stay on. You have access to one of the highest speakers in the nation for reverse. Let's hear your questions. Now, I will temper that. I will not answer anything super private or personal or too in detail. But if you have general questions, please throw them in. Everybody can learn from what question is on your mind. It's likely on somebody else's mind too. All right. I'm not seeing any others come through. Are you, Angela?
Nope, not at this time.
All right. That hopefully means I covered a lot of material here.
Yes. So anybody can reach out at any time. All of the contact information is there, and we're happy to help chat with you about your specific situation and see if we can come up with a great retirement solution.
Awesome. Thanks, Ange. And we're going to end this pretty much right on time, which is fascinating for me. That never happens. But I want to invite you guys to our next webinar. We're going to be doing monthly webinars. And the next one is on how to buy a home with a reverse mortgage for purchase loan. Some of you may actually not want to or be well suited to stay in your current home. The cool news is you don't have to. That is at June 8th. It's at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Copy down, again, with your notes that you've been writing, copy down that registration link, and please go register for that one. Please also send this information to your realtors, anybody else in your life that you think might benefit. What I run into is a lot of older homeowners don't think they have enough equity to sell and buy and not have a new mortgage payment. And that key part, not have a new mortgage payment, is what's keeping them in a property that's really not a good fit for them. And so we can help with that. They don't need as much equity. They don't need as much cash from that sale if we do the reverse purchase loan. All right. We're going to end unless there's anything else.
We're all good.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I'm Christina Harmes Hika with Reverse Loan Solutions powered by Amerifund. We've got Angela on here. We are happy to help and looking forward to talking to you.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.